So today we are going to discuss about a spinal cord of a central nervous system, the subject of zoology or science for science students. So first of all, human neural system. So it is divided into two parts: the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system. CNS, central nervous system in CNS, which includes a brain and the spinal cord, where I have discussed already about the brain. I will give a link in description. Next one, spinal cord. Next is peripheral nervous system, PNS. It also includes two nerves like cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Next one, somatic neural system. Next, autonomous nervous system, ANS, which includes the sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. So today we are going to discuss about a spinal cord of central nervous system. So first of all, spinal cord. A spinal cord, it has a long bundle of nerves and cells that extends from a lower part of a brain to the lower back. So the spinal cord will be started from the brain end portion, hindbrain. It was ended with the medulla oblongata. So here our spinal cord will be started from medulla oblongata, which continues to the spinal cord. From here it ended at the lower back. So here it carries the signals between the brain and the rest of the body. So here normally for some estimation, the length of the spinal cord will be varies from person to person. Maybe in female 43 centimeter and in male 45 centimeter. So here a spinal cord, it has made up of the vertebrae, 33 vertebrae, which was separated by the sponge. In between them there will be the disc, spongy disc, and it was classified into the distinct areas. Like see here, it has a cervical vertebrae. It consists of 7, C1 to C7 cervical vertebrae. It was present at the portion of neck. Okay, it was present in the neck portion. Next one, thoracic area. It consists of 12 columns. Okay, 12 vertebrae, T1 to T12. It was present at the chest area. Next one, lumbar vertebrae. It has 5 vertebrae in the lower back area. So this was a lower back area. Here the thoracic area, 12 vertebrae will be present. Next one, sacrum. It was a small fused vertebrae. Next, coccyx. It was fused to form a one bone. So there are 4, but it was fused to form together. It will be like one bone called coccyx and tailbone. Okay, this is all about the spinal cord. So normally this all the vertebrae which was separated by a spongy discs. Okay, there is the disc also present in between them. First of all, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum and coccyx. Okay, these are the vertebrae present in spinal cord. Next, here the spinal cord, it was present in the vertebral canal or neural canal of the vertebral column. So here this vertebrae will be covered, protected by a bony arc of each vertebrae and 3 spinal meninges. There will be the 3 membranes covered to the spinal cord. It was the function is to protect the spinal cord. Okay, there are 3 types like dura mater, arachnoid mater and pia mater. First of all, dura mater means this dura mater, it is the outermost layer of spinal cord called spinal cord meninges. It is a tough protective coating. So see here, it was a outermost layer. It was a tough coating and protective layer of spinal cord. Next one, arachnoid mater, which was a middle layer of spinal cord. It's covering the spinal cord. Okay, so in between this arachnoid mater and dura mater, there was a space called epidural space. In between these 3, there will be the layers. Okay, there will be some space which was filled with the fluid. Okay, this layer, which is called the space in between the dura mater and arachnoid mater, is called a epidural space. So in this condition, this is where the doctors may inject a local anesthesia to reduce the pain during the childbirth. Okay, as in childbirth conditions, in between the dura mater and arachnoid mater, to reduce the pain, they will give the local anesthesia in between this space. The space is called epidural space. Okay, and also some surgical procedures such as operate on lungs and abdomen. Next one, pia mater. See, this one is the pia mater. The layer directly covers the spinal cord. Okay. In this, between this pia mater and arachnoid mater also, there will be the space called subarachnoid space. Okay, this subarachnoid space was present in between the arachnoid mater and pia mater. So sometimes the doctor may have sample for the test, like if they got any infection, so they will take this the fluid present in between these layers is called the cerebrospinal fluid. So if any infections will occur, means the doctor will take the cerebrospinal fluid for test. If the infections occur such as meningitis, why? Because these 3 layers along with they call meninges. So if they got the infection, it is called a meningitis. So they also inject a local anesthesia in this space for some surgical procedures such as knee replacement, cesarean delivery. In that condition, they will give the local anesthesia in between the arachnoid mater and pia mater. The space, it is called the subarachnoid space, in which the fluid present called cerebrospinal fluid. So this is all about the layers, the membranes which was protected to the spinal cord. So here we know that the spinal cord, it was starts from the medulla oblongata and exit to the superior border of a second lumbar vertebrae. So how many lumbar vertebrae are there? 5. So it was ended to the second lumbar vertebrae. So here, see, here the posterior root and the anterior root. Here it is spinal nerves also there, the spinal ganglion. So the fluid it was covered with in between these layers is called a cerebrospinal fluid, in between the 3 layers. Okay, next one. So it has a 2 conspicuous enlargements. See, this was a spinal cord. Here there will be the superior enlargement called a cervical enlargement, which was starts from cervical vertebrae C4 to T1, thoracic vertebrae 1. Okay, it starts from cervical 4 vertebrae to thoracic 1. Next one, inferior enlargement. It is called a lumbar enlargement. It starts from the thoracic vertebrae 11 to the lumbar 1. How many lumbar columns are there? 5, no? So it will be ended at lumbar 1. So here the inferior of the lumbar enlargement, here this one, the spinal cord tapers to the conical portion known as conus medullaris. See here, this was a conus medullaris of spinal cord. So here this spinal cord, see here, conus medullaris of spinal cord, it was present here, which end at the level of intervertebral disc between the first and second lumbar vertebrae in adults. So it was ended at the portion of lumbar vertebrae 1 and second lumbar vertebrae in adults. Okay, the extension of the conus medullaris, this conus medullaris is the non-nervous fiber tissue. Okay, normally our spinal cord, it have a number of long nerves, but in this area, this conus medullaris, it is a non-nervous fibrous tissue. It will continue to the coccyx, the last portion of the spinal cord, that is called phelum terminae. See, phelum terminae. Okay, the internal anatomy of the spinal cord. Normally this spinal cord will look like a butterfly shaped or head shaped. Okay, so here the spinal cord, it was divided into a right and left half by the 2 grooves called the anterior or the ventral median fissures and the posterior dorsal median sulcus. See here, see, this was divided into 2 grooves. See, 1 groove and this was second groove. Here it is a posterior median sulcus and here the anterior median figures. Okay, this is all about this. See, the spinal cord, it was divided right and left, ventral, dorsal. Okay, so here the central area. So this was a central area. This is the center of this, it is called the central canal. Okay, the central area, this is called gray matter. See, this is called a gray matter. It was this gray matter, it is surrounded by a white matter. So first of all, this gray matter, it is composed of what? Cell bodies, neuroglia, dendrites, unmyelinated axons and it also surrounds a narrow longitudinal cavity. See this, the cavity, it is called central canal or spinal neurocoil. Next one, it is a continuation of the, see, 4 ventricles of the brain. Normally in brain there are 4 ventricles, okay. It continues to the 4th ventricle of the brain and lined by ependymal epithelium, okay. This will be continued. The gray matter will be continuous. The continuation of 4th vertebra of the brain and lined by the ependymal epithelium. Next one, this gray matter is subdivided into the regions called anterior posterior horns. See this gray matter, it has 2 horns, like this is a posterior horn, the downwards the anterior horn, okay, on each side, okay. Next, this is all about the gray matter, which was surrounded by the white matter. So this white matter consists of myelinated axons, whereas gray matter has unmyelinated axons. Here it has myelinated axons, and it is organized into the regions called anterior, ventral funiculus, posterior or dorsal funiculus, and lateral funiculi on each side. So on each side, one on each side. So let us see. This is the posterior funiculus in this white matter, posterior. Next, downwards anterior funiculus. Next, in white matter only, lateral funiculus. There are 3. Okay, there are 3 regions are there: anterior, posterior. Next one, lateral. This is all about the white matter. So here the spinal cord, it acts as a middleman between the receptor and the effector. So this spinal cord will be act as a middleman. This was in the middle, so that's why it is called a middleman. It acts between the receptor and the effector, and it conducts the sensory and motor impulses to or from the brain. So the information will be transferred from brain to other parts and other parts to brain. So here the functions. This is also a function, and another the functions of spinal cord, like carrying signals from the brain, means the spinal cord will receive a signal from brain that controls a movement and autonomic functions, okay. So here it carries the signals of the movement, okay, the movement to control the movement, autonomic functions, okay. Next one, carrying information to the brain. So what information it will carry means the spinal cord nerves also transmit messages to the brain from body, such as sensation of touch, presence of pressure, pain. They all will be carried to the brain. Next one, reflex responses, like the spinal cord may also act independent of the brain in conducting motor reflexes, okay. Example, patellar reflex means which cause a person need to involuntary jerks. When tapped to certain point, they will got a jerks, okay. So these functions will transmit the nerve impulse to the movement, sensation, pressure, temperature, pain. This all will be transferred from brain to other parts, or they transfer the signals with the help of spinal cord only. Okay, these are the functions of spinal cord. See here, these are the cervical vertebrae, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, coccygeal. So see here, so hips, foot, quadriceps. So these are all the vertebrae present in spinal cord. So thank you, hope you understand. If you have any doubts, drop below. Thank you.